Hello, FlossTube. Welcome back to our channel. It is episode 61. Today is Wednesday, January 27th, 2021. Thanks for coming back to join us for our regular weekly video. If you are a returning viewer, thanks for coming back. If you're new, welcome. We appreciate you finding us and checking us out. So let's get started with what we do every week, which is our best new thing. And Erin, you are first on my rotation. What's your best new thing?
Cool. So, so I don't know if people follow Stitch Life magazine on Instagram, but they had this thing the other day that was like, "Hey, do you want to be a test stitcher for us?" And you guys know that that's like my dream. So I messaged them and I was like, "Do I have to have experience? Because I'd really like to do this." And she wrote back like, "Yes," and she knew our channel, and so I picked my pattern. She's emailing it to me tonight, and I get to stitch it, and I'm so excited. Congrats. And she also does boxes. So if you are a fan of boxes, like you know we are, she's sending me the January one to open for all of you to see, and I'm very excited to do an unboxing and show you all the goodies. They look awesome. It's funny because I had just ordered 2 of her boxes. I just didn't order that one.
Jody, what to say?
Question.
Yeah.
After you've stitched it, do you keep it or do you have to
I
have
don't know the answer to that question yet.
Like, do you have to have like crazy photography skills and like send her pictures? Like, what do you do?
I don't know the answer to that. All I know right now is I'm getting the pattern and I need to stitch it, and then I'll go from there.
We're not worried about the logistics yet. We just are excited that she's stitching it.
I'm just so excited to stitch for like a purpose.
This is
That's
awesome.
I'm really excited.
Well, I am very excited to see these boxes to see if it's something that, of course, that we want to invest in for future boxes and do unboxings here. But I know you guys like getting dibs and info on any of the surprise boxes that you can get your hands on. So I think we've done, at this point, we've done like 4 or 5 different designer boxes. I mean, we did Stitchy Box, Witchy Stitcher,
Black Needle
Society, but multiple Black Needle Society, and then the Color and Cotton boxes.
Oh, the Color and Cotton, yeah. And then Caterpillar has one coming out, so we're gonna be doing that.
We sure are. So lots of cool unboxing videos, hopefully. Well, we know this year, at least every other month, we're going to be doing the Black Needle Society, but as soon as Sally gets hers, and then if Erin is doing Stitchy Mag, this is going to be amazing.
So check her out on Instagram because she doesn't have a ton of followers right now, but she has so many patterns, and you just have to sign up for her newsletter, and she constantly sends out free patterns, and she's awesome. So definitely check her out.
That is awesome. Congrats, Erin.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm so excited. I was like, this is my dream. My only other thing is a silly thing, but Presto George, some people keep asking what is the tea place that Kristen and I like. Kristen has another one too, the Allegheny Tea Company, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And then Presto George is the other one on the strip. Anyways, they have like you can create your own tea, and I created a blueberry vanilla that's not decaf and tastes like a blueberry pancake, and is my favorite thing to have for breakfast now. I highly recommend it. And it was like $5 for 4 ounces.
Which, I mean, guys, that's a decent sized bag if you're not a tea person.
Yeah. Ever.
Prices are very reasonable for tea.
And they ship everywhere, so go check them out.
And Jason and I had a bunch of Presto George coffee as well, because usually we get it from Allegheny Coffee, tea and coffee in the strip. And we had Presto George coffee last month, and every single blend that we got from them was fantastic. So if anyone is a coffee drinker and you want some recommendations, if you're ordering tea from Presto George, you want to throw some coffee on there, just let me know, and I'd be happy to steer you to what we had tried and that we really enjoyed. So yay. Can't wait to try that tea blend, Erin.
So good.
Might have to come over for breakfast.
Let's try out the new waffle maker.
Yeah, exactly. I'll bring the whipped cream. All
there
right.
you go.
Joe, what's your best new thing?
My best new thing this week is my mom. So she has been stitching and she has her first finish. I can't believe it. So proud of herself. And she's my best new thing this week because we've just been like chatting a lot and bonding a lot over stitching, which I always think is really cool. And she'll text me and be like, I'm in this rabbit hole of patterns. And I'm like, that's my life. Like, that's all I do all the time. And she's like, how do you stop? And like, how do you pick one? And, is this one good or is this one, and so we've just been kind of going back and forth and it's been fun to share something that I love so much with her and now seeing her getting into it and being excited about it. And we're going to go shopping this weekend and look for something to FFO her finish. And she's all excited. So
it was fast. She did that fast.
Yeah.
Good job, Bob.
She did it in the hospital when my dad was having surgery. So she just sat there and did it and got most of it done. So
it's a great way to pass the time.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yay. When are we going to be able to see the FFO?
Well, I was going to post her finish and then I was like, well, wait, if we're going to FFO this thing,
wait till it's
for like the big reveal. So
yeah, good call. Good call. Oh, I'm so excited. Yay, Bucky. I'm so excited. Erica, what's your best new thing?
I've been trying to think of something good. Here's something good. Like, I haven't been sleeping again, so I'm very sleepy. But I think my best new thing is the Buy Nothing project in my neighborhood, because I mean, I know that those are everywhere. I know Erin is involved in one in her neighborhood, and I think they're lovely. And I was able to.
We just had like the most drama in ours because they decided they wanted to split it up and like make it even more just to this community. And so then people rebelled and made their own. Oh my gosh, it was so drama filled.
Drama in the Buy Nothing group.
But go ahead, sorry.
No, I love Buy Nothing drama. It's amazing. But I had some stuff that like we were going through that just like baby stuff that we weren't going to use anymore, and I gave some stuff to this girl who's expecting, and then I found some other stuff and I messaged her and I'm like, hey, could you use this? And she's like, oh my gosh, yes. And it's just so nice to be able to like share the things that I'm not using anymore that are still like usable and actually like give them to someone in the neighborhood. I just love it. I think it's cool. So that's my thing.
I love that. And you're saving it from going to the landfill too. I love that.
Right.
Yep. Going to someone
making connections.
Yeah, that's awesome.
What was that? Sorry.
You're helping out somebody who actually needs it. You know what I'm saying? It's not even going to just go to Goodwill and just sit there either, which that's also a good thing. I mean, donating as much as you can to anything like that is great. But if it can go directly to somebody, especially in your community, I think that's huge. So big fan, big fan. My best new thing this week is I got my Friends of Faye rescue t-shirt because this is the place that we rescued Oscar from. So as you recall, back in October, we went the whole way to Texas to pick him up from a foster that my sister knows. And we drove the whole way back from Texas, Jason and I and Oscar. It was a 25-hour trip and we did it nonstop and to bring him back to Pennsylvania. So Friends of Faye was doing a fundraiser, of course. Local foster groups such as Friends of Faye, they're all over the country. They need support. So making donations to foster organizations is huge, and it's become a big charitable thing for Jason and I to do. And they were doing a t-shirt drive. So I am, beyond blessed that we have Oscar. He graduated from puppy school today. He's just a fantastic dog, and I can't say enough good things about the people who work for foster organizations and all of the time and energy and money that they put into getting these dogs off the streets and making sure that they're not euthanized and that they go to good homes. So I'm very proud to represent a foster organization that is near and dear to my heart. So that is my best new thing this week. And
Kristen, I'm literally picturing him in a little graduation cap right now. This is all that's in my head. Da, 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 da.
At home is a very different dog than when he's at school. And today, we typically don't go anymore on Wednesdays because there have been so many dogs there. It's become a little bit overwhelming. They allow up to 15 at a time. And granted, it's a big space, but 15 puppies is a lot at one time. And so we've been going on Mondays, and sometimes we go and there's only like 2 or 3 other dogs, and it's been really nice. And I've been able to get good one-on-one training with him. But we went today, and today was his last class. But I was so proud of him because he sat in his little hula hoop and he didn't move. And there was just chaos and pandemonium happening around him. I mean, out of 15 dogs over there, there were probably 11 doodle mixes that were all on crack. And Oscar was just the picture perfect little dog today. So I was very proud. But he's done, so we're not doing puppy class anymore. But the nice thing is the place we go to, they do like other levels of training. So if we feel like he needs additional stuff, I couldn't recommend them more. If you're in the Pittsburgh area, it's called Misty Pines, and they do all kinds of dog training and obedience. And I couldn't recommend them more. So very, very pleased with our experience. But he's downstairs fighting with his sister right now. So let's get started with our haul this week. We had a lot of it. So Erin, lead us.
Okay, so I'm going to go in the order I have it here, but it's in no particular order. So Kristen's mom was kind enough to gift us all with these pins that Kristen turned into needle minders. And if anyone is not familiar with Punxsutawney Phil, he's the groundhog. I love it so much. So thank you so much. Thank you, Mom.
She was very nice about giving these to us. She's like, I don't even know if you can turn them into a needle minder. Just tell the girls if they can't, just throw them in the garbage. I was like, no, they're not.
I wouldn't have done that.
I was like, oh, we'll figure it out.
Very excited. And then Kristen also gave me her fabric from the Black Needle Society box that I just wanted to show one more time because that Black Needle Society color is freaking amazing. And I love it. And you did 32, right?
I did. Yes. That's a 32. Yep.
Awesome. So that'll give you a nice tiny design. The next one, the Pumpkin Creek Primitives. You guys want to talk about that, or I'll wait? I'll wait on that one.
Okay.
I'll let you guys handle that. Jody was kind enough to gift us all with a journal, so I will be stitching that up.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Jody. What's the other? Oh, I bought some Ring Cat. Oh, the candy. Let's do the candy.
Oh, yeah.
Catherine from Paper Crane messaged me and was like, hey, I bought you guys something. It's really silly, and I hope you guys like it, and it's just made to make your day, and I hope that's how it comes across, and it's coming to your house, so look out for it. And I was like, what could it be? I get an Amazon package, and I was like, I opened it, and I go, I don't remember ordering this. And that's when it clicked that like, oh, this must be the Catherine thing. Because it was a giant bag of banana runs.
Oh my God.
It's a 1 pound bag. And do you see me eating them? I can't stop eating these things. They're so good.
I love them so much.
Oh, they're so good.
So gross.
Wow.
I love banana candy.
So what else? Do you guys show your candy if you have it available?
So I took a picture of this on my desk and then I immediately opened it and I was messaging with her after I'd sent her the closed package. And by the time we were done messaging, the bag was like half gone. So I dug into this like immediately. So.
I got the sour candies. I got the sour Vikings which are vegan, non-GMO, no synthetic colors or flavors, no added corn syrup. She knows me so well. And then these ones are called Sugar Skulls, and these ones are gluten and gelatin free. But it's really funny because there's like little things on the back. This one's from Belgium and this one's from Sweden. But there's a little story on the back about how in Sweden on Saturdays, they're allowed to eat unlimited candy. So every kid in Sweden partakes in like this candy fest where they can just eat as much candy as they want. And one of the things that they eat are like,
every Saturday?
yeah, and it says who wouldn't want to indulge in delicious candy every Saturday? Like it's not just for children, like adults join in too. Like I want to live in a place where it is socially acceptable to eat as much sugar candy in one day as humanly possible. So I'm all about these. I cannot wait to try these. I'm very, very excited. So thanks, Catherine. Erica, what?
Thank you, Catherine.
I also got the Vikings and the Skulls, and I'm super pumped because sour gummy candy is the greatest.
Yes.
And these remind me, it makes sense that they remind me of this, but these remind me of the candy that you can get at IKEA.
Oh, yeah.
Which I think might actually be by the same company because the packaging, like I thought this was IKEA candy at first. I'm like, no, it doesn't say IKEA. But so I think maybe IKEA carries this brand. But I'm super pumped. And the little Viking guy, can you see his little face?
Isn't he so cute?
With his little beard and his little horn helmet. Yeah, these are great. I can't
Thank you, Catherine.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Love it. So the other thing that I have is I went, have you guys seen Ring Cat's? I don't know if you ladies went to Ring Cat's Etsy page or not, but she makes these like tiny patterns. And I have a finish that I'll show in a little bit. But it was like, if you signed up for her newsletter, you got buy 10 for the price of 7. So I was like, well, sure. So I got, that's the wrong way, sorry. A bunch of cute little patterns.
Adorable.
And I will be finishing. This one's my favorite power couple. And then I'm going to do that one with these two because these look exactly like our cats. And I'm going to write power couple underneath that one too.
Oh my, that's adorable.
And it's going to go somewhere in here because this is their room. But that's it for me. I bought a couple other things, but they haven't come in. So that's it.
All right. Jody, what did you get this week?
All right. So Anna dropped off this amazing bag today with all of our goodies. So she got us all some of these Muddy Bites, and I am scared to open these because I'll eat the entire. For real, I'll eat the whole thing. So I have to wait to open them. Like hungry, and I like need dessert, and I haven't eaten a lot yet. So these will go in one. These will go in one serving. That's 2 servings in here, but like, let's get real, okay? Thank you, Erin.
You're welcome.
The other, okay, our friend Bobby from Pumpkin Creek, she sent all of us stuff, and I know Erin was about to talk about it. I have to talk about mine because I have to explain the perfection of what she sent. So she sent us all a couple of needle minders, and of course stickers. So I got little horror stickers. But here's the deal. One of my first dates with Michael was to this little tiny theater in Dormont. And he took me to see the original version of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Okay. I thought before we went, I was going to die. I'm like, this guy is taking me to see Texas Chainsaw Massacre at a little tiny creepy theater. Like, this is how it ends, right? This is it. Like, this is it for me.
Story.
This is it. And we had the best time. And that movie has come to be very near and dear to us. Like, we've been to Texas, we've been to the house, we've been to the gas station from the movie. We did a whole Texas Chainsaw Massacre trip together. So it's very special to us. And what do you know? Bobby sends me freaking Leatherface from the movie. Okay. Like I saw Kristen sent a picture. I said, no shit. Like this, like no way. This is not real. So I'm very like, and he's cute. He's not this cute in real life, but he's cute. So that like so special. I'm so excited about it. And then my second needle minder, also insane. So Michael's favorite movie of all time is Halloween. And we've seen every single one. We went to the theater to see the brand new one. We went again to see it again because it was so good. And so Michael Myers has a very fond place in our hearts as well. And Michael Myers, I mean, I can't. Like, the perfection of these needle minders that she chose for me, I can't even describe. So, thank you, Bobby. These are by far like the cutest things I've ever seen. And I'm very, very excited to use them. So thank you.
Yes. Oh, here, I'll show you mine. So mine's like a little mama reading to the two babies, which I love. Mm-hmm. And then the little kitty cats all bundled up for Christmas. They're so cute. Thank you. I love them. I love them.
Joe, is that all you got this week?
I bought a book, but it's not here yet. I bought a book for Kristen and I. Sorry, ladies, it's not your style, but it's very much me and Kristen's style. It's called The Evil Dead book, and it's apparently cross-stitch patterns. I don't know what kind of patterns are in it, but the cover looked good, and I judged the book by the cover, and I bought it. So we'll see.
I'm good with that.
We will see.
Good with that. All right, Erica, what did you get this week?
Okay, well, I got my journal from Jody. Thank you. I got my Catherine candy. I got my Muddy Bites from Erin. I got some stuff from the box that we opened recently, including like this fabric that I got. It's like
it's
so
crazy how different the colors are.
Yeah, so different.
So much more vibrant, even in like it looks vibrant on here, I think, but even in more in person. So like, so good. Got my little Punxsutawney Phil thing, okay. And here are my needle minders from Pumpkin Creek. They are crazy adorable. Is this a dinosaur and a snail? Yes.
Well, snail, and I'm like, that has to be Erica's because she talks about the snails.
We have two snails in our house, Philip and Marcia. And Marcia is very, very, very big. Like, we keep asking her why she is so big. She does not ever answer.
Why are you so big, Marcia?
Big.
Cute.
And these little guys, like little, this guy looks like a penguin. I don't know if this guy is a penguin or another little dinosaur. I don't know. But regardless, he's adorable. Maybe he's like a seal. He's cute anyway, and I love him. And so thank you so much because these are wonderful. Yes, and I did purchase something. I purchased this pattern.
Cute.
Just a
That's cute.
teeny tiny little pattern. It's by and Wabi Sabi, and it's all one word, and Wabi Sabi on Etsy. And I stitched a bunch of her stuff like 6 years ago when I was pregnant with my oldest son, and she has like little kawaii kind of cute things, and I have a plan for this particular pattern, and so I bought it because I was like, yes, I know what I'm going to do with this, and so hopefully I can do it and show you someday.
Hey.
Hi, Oscar.
Da, 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 da.
I'm walking across the
victory march.
Like, put me down. Luna's playing with a toy, so he like wants down terribly. But say hi to the viewers. Hello, hello, hello. You guys haven't seen him since he was a baby. Okay, I got, well, let's go with, first of all, I got a letter in the mail from Courtney, one of our winners of one of our giveaways, and she just sent like a really nice we had a chart giveaway. So she sent us this really nice thank you card. So Courtney, you are so welcome. People don't have to send us thank you cards whenever they get something, but it sure is appreciated when we do get something. So I didn't want that to go unrecognized. Also from our buddy Colleen, Rebel Stitcher, she had actually reached out to me because I am stitching these patterns. She found this in her collection and sent this to me to stitch up and get back to her. So I'm just borrowing this chart from her. But I said, I have to stitch this owl. I think he's just perfect. I love him so much. So I will be stitching him up. So thank you, Colleen.
What color do you think you'll stitch him on?
I feel like I have to do it on orange. Like, doesn't he look great on orange?
I think so. That's why I was wondering. Yeah, I think so for sure.
I think orange. Yeah. So thank you for that. From Jody, I received my blue fabric back that she had dyed for me that I'm going to be using for another Valentine pattern. And I also got my journal, which I'm going to stitch our logo on, which I'm excited about that because I don't have anything like handy with our logo on it. And then she gave me this beautiful fabric as well.
That's killer.
It's like this beautiful like Merlot color. Oh, look at it.
Oh,
That's beautiful.
Yes, 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 yes.
Wow.
Which would
is
also
there like hints of orange in there?
yeah, there's definitely some like orange
And
tint.
that owl would look good on that.
It would. Yeah, I was thinking Valentine's Day, but a spring piece would look really cute on this too.
I did that for our coffee skull patterns, but it didn't come out as dark as I was hoping. So, mistake.
Listen, I gladly
Mistake.
I gladly take all of the mistakes. No problem there. And then from Bobby, I received a pattern that I had purchased from her, which you guys need to stay tuned until the end of this episode because you're going to be pleasantly surprised with our giveaway this week. But I received my Erzbeth Bathory that Jody and I are actually going to be selling, and we're going to talk about this at the end of the show. So stay tuned if you are interested in joining us for that sale. We're going to announce when that date is. But Bobby was so quick in getting me this pattern, so thank you so very much. And my needle minders. We are the weirdos, mister. And little baby Jason. I love him. I made my husband watch Friday the 13th this year at Halloween, and it was the first time he had ever watched it. So I just love it. So cute. So thank you, Bobby. This was such a nice surprise. She's the best. And again, guys, she is Pumpkin Creek Primitives on Etsy. I'm telling you, she can hook you up with anything that you need. Trust.
She doesn't have it on her Etsy. Message her because she can get it and she'll get it to you quickly and you'll get a cute little package with it and she's the best.
I got a little tea from her. I got an English breakfast tea. She sends like little buttons and a little threader, stickers, which I've already put on my journal. She sent me this Never Sleep Again one. And look how creepy this is starting to look. I love it so much. So she always sends.
She's become the only person that I'm going to order paper patterns from because she rocks.
She rocks. Yes, highly recommend. And then I got my needle minder from my mom, and then she also bought me this pin that I turned into a needle minder, but it says Groundhog Day, February 2nd. My mom's from Punxsutawney, which is why the groundhog is so important in our family, but he's been a part of my life my entire life. So we celebrate Groundhog Day at the Campbell house. So thanks, Mommy.
It has become a big topic of discussion around the Caton house as well, because Aria is now very curious about why we do this. And does the groundhog actually talk? Well, I don't understand. Does it live underground all the time? Like, she has all these questions, and I'm like, I can't answer all of these.
Back in the day, I mean, Jason and I both grew up within 20 minutes of Punxsutawney. And when he was in high school, he would go with his friends. Now, going to Gobbler's Knob, which is the place where they pull fill out of the stump, and he predicts whether we're going to have an early spring or 6 more weeks of winter. It's February 2nd in West Central Pennsylvania. It is freezing cold, like freezing cold, but it's like this, well, it used to be before COVID, but like this huge party and celebration. And I was lucky enough to go before, and Jason had gone a couple times when he was in high school, but it's like kind of what everybody does because there's not much else to do. So Groundhog Day is a big deal, but you can watch it on television. And then I have to show this. I know it's not stitching related, but it's my birthday present from Erin, and it's so freaking cool. If you guys are looking for a gift idea for somebody, I cannot recommend this more. So I get this box in the mail, and it's from Custom Countdown Calendars on Etsy. She also has an Instagram and a Facebook page. And when you open it up, okay, here's what it looks like. And it has tissue paper, and it has a little sticker, and it says start on the date. And then it says, happy birthday, love, Erin. So you pull back the tissue paper, and inside are 15 little boxes, and they're all dated. And it says how many days until your birthday. So today was day number 1. So I got to open up number 1. So today my coffee, and inside every single box is a K-cup and then creamer. So today, the coffee for day 1 was red velvet cake.
Oh.
And it came with cafe mocha creamer. Okay, guys, to die for. I'm drinking it because I have like an electric frother, and I put the creamers in it, and I mixed a little bit of like regular nut pod creamer with it to like make more of it. Because she gives you like 2 little ones, which for a regular cup of coffee, that would probably be sufficient. And I'm sipping it, and I said, here, Jay, try it. And then he goes, well, didn't you make me one? So I ended up having to share. But such a cool idea. So I wanted to open day 13 with you guys on the video. So we can do it together.
For the record, this lady, first of all, is the nicest person to work with on Etsy. You can message her, and she's amazing. And I did this for my mom as her advent calendar for Christmas. So she got 25 of these. And I mean, I highly recommend this.
Yeah.
What's it called again?
It's called CSC CS Countdown Calendars. CS Countdown Calendars on Etsy. So it's Custom Countdown Calendars.
Yeah, and she has one to Valentine's Day. She has one for birthday. Like and you can do hot chocolate. I think she even has a tea one. You can do decaf. You can do unflavored. Like it's such a cool concept. And every flavor my mom was texting me, I was so jealous every morning.
It's CSC Calendars.
CS
CS
Countdown Calendars. Hold on. Let me see if I can peel this sticker off because. Here, I'll just cover up my address.
Yeah, this lady, and I had done this way before Kristen's birthday, and I was like, hey, I'm going to buy this now, but her birthday is on this day, so can you wait to send it? And she did it perfectly. So I'm telling you, she's awesome. I love her.
I have one for Mother's Day. I'm just like, I'm in love. And like you said, you can do 15 or 25. So it's very affordable, and it's a great gift. I mean, who wouldn't want to get this? I got it, and I'm like, holy shit, like this is the best. So I'm going to open box number 13 days until my birthday. Oh yeah.
What is it?
Cake batter coffee with French vanilla creamer.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, this is going to be to die for. And let me tell you, I use these K-cups because I don't have a Keurig. I put these in a Chemex. So I've been using my Chemex, which makes a delicious cup of coffee. So even if you don't have a Keurig, you can use these. You can even use these in like another single cup brewer. Just dump it out. It's just coffee inside. So listen, you know me, I love coffee. I'm obsessed. This is like the best thing in the whole world. Oh, I'm so excited for tomorrow.
Can we link it? I suck. I can't find it.
Yeah, we'll definitely put a link, and I'll text it to you too.
So guys, I know this wasn't Stitchy related, but I know you guys like seeing our coffee and tea adventures. So I hope you enjoy it and check it out on Etsy, and maybe find a good gift idea for somebody. So that is all I bought this week. So let's jump in and talk about finishes. Finishes are next. I keep forgetting our order. All right, Erin, what you got, girl?
I have, okay, so my first one is the Don't Stop Make Believin'. This makes it look like I completely finished it, but I haven't actually done the back yet. But it's in the hoop.
So cute.
Ready to go.
Good.
Thank you. I sent this off. I have a friend that I did pottery class with, and she saw it on Instagram, and she lives in Pittsburgh, and she's got a little one. And she was like, I love that. How can I buy it? So I was like, I will pay it forward. I'm sending it to you with the floss and the whole kit. So
Oh, that's awesome.
stitching that up now.
That was
Does
nice.
she stitch?
What's that?
Does she stitch?
She didn't when we were in pottery class together, but we talked about it. And then since pottery has ended, she's started stitching. So yeah,
Fun.
Morgan, I don't think you watch our floss tube, but if you do, hi Morgan, I miss you. I miss pottery class.
Hey.
Good times. Man, that
Can
was
I just
fun.
take a time out for a second? Kristen, are you just casually hot gluing right now?
Yes. Is that I wanted to have a finish. Is that distracting?
No, I'm just like, is she using a hot glue gun? Like, what's happening in there?
Heck yes, I am.
I'll get it out.
Okay, sorry, Erin. I didn't want to
It's
I
okay.
didn't want to interrupt you, but I needed to know what was happening. So much.
Right, all right. My next one is my Erin gnome. I finished it on a bag so that I can have a bag for each of us.
I
Well
love
done.
It's
you
the
put
best.
her.
What'd you say?
I love the fabric that you put behind it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Actually, Aria helped me pick that out. We went to Joann's and I was like, do you see anything baseball related? And she found it right away. Such a good helper.
That's awesome.
It's
Yeah. And then my last one is, okay, it's called Thanks So Much. It's by Ring Cat. It's that little one. So this took me like a day, like one night to stitch.
How cute.
Oh,
So
cute.
my thought process is when I have a thank you gift or something like that to give, or like a parent, like a teacher gift, I can put their name on the back of this, like on a piece of paper, to, from, and then it says thanks so much on the other side. Boom.
Boom.
And it took me like a day to stitch it. Sometimes you just want like a finish. You know what I mean? Like I just really wanted a finish.
That's a great idea.
So that's it. That's all I got.
Well, that's big. Those are big. Jody, what'd you finish this week?
All right. So I had two, and so this is my 8 circles Sal that I did with Michelle Bendy and Rolodex. And the way that this kind of happened was Rolodex messaged me, our friend Carla, and she was like, hey, I have this pattern I'm gonna do. Can you make a kit for me? Like she wanted me to dye the fabric, dye the floss, and send her a kit. And so I said, yeah, sure. Send me the pattern. Like, what are you doing? And she sent it to me, and I was like, I'm doing that with you. I'm crashing your party, and we're doing it together. And then Michelle Bendy kind of joined in as well. So it was really fun. We did a little Zoom call, and we all started together. I don't think Carla's finished yet. So if you haven't, get your shit
Get
together.
on it.
Michelle finished hers. I finished mine just the other day. I found this like wooden thing at Joann's, and I just spray painted it and mounted it on there. So that's my finish.
That's awesome.
I love it.
Finish. Thank you. I did the skull. I call them skull flakes. I don't think that's what they're called, but that's what they should be called. They should be called skull. From Witchy Stitcher. And I did a hoop finish, feeling fancy.
Ooh.
Oh,
Cute.
So yeah, I've got skulls and pom poms. Imagine that.
Yeah.
I
And
love.
that variegated floss for this from our friend Brooke, and I love it. And I dyed the fabric and I just stuck it in a hoop and I put a little ribbon on it, and I'm not going to show you the back of this.
Oh boy.
That's
Yeah.
that is a secret. My grandma still gets a kick out of our very first episode, Jody, and you were showing the back of Papa Corn, and you had a thread that went from one corner to the next, and we were dying laughing. She still thinks that's the funniest. That's the funniest episode we've ever done.
I was so over it. I'm like, oh, I got to go all the way over there. Fuck it. I'm going. I'm going.
Erica, what did you finish this week?
I finished that block of Once Upon a Time, and I'm gonna show it to you. I count that as a finish. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yay. Took me long enough, right? I started that in 2019, and I just finished that this week. Yay! Or last week, or whatever that was.
I thought that was hilarious. So we have like a group chat that we talk every day, and Erica was like so excited, like, I finished this blog. I've been working on it for 2 years, and then like right away, Erin was like, "So are you gonna do the others?" Give her a minute.
I didn't mean it like that.
Had that thing finished in about 2 days. Had she been stitching it?
Shut up.
We know that's not what you want.
No, I love this pattern. I do want to do more of them, and I will show you during the whip section that I know it's so big. I could totally get it done really fast. It's totally fine. Totally fine.
What's the next block?
March Madness FFO.
No, there's no way.
Oh.
There's no way. There's no way. I will show you the other part in whips because I want to feel like I have content. So
Very nice.
that's it for me.
All right, very nice. I had 10 finishes this week. 10 FFOs. 10 FFOs. Can't even believe it. All right, so you guys know that I was working on the Festive Little Fobs from Heartstring Samplery, and it comes with 9 little tiny patterns that you can stitch up for Valentine's Day. Now, when I'm talking tiny, like these are tiny. Like I was able to finish, I think, like 3 or 4 in one day. Like these are not big, elaborate patterns, and there's very few flosses that are even called for. And I had just taken a piece of like pinkish beige fabric and I just cut it into 9 squares, and I literally just like I just did the sewing method and I stitched them up super quick. So the other day I finished them, but I didn't have the trim that I wanted for all of them. But I at least turned them into little pillows. So let me show you what I did. So first of all, 2 of them were called for to be turned into strawberries. Now, I've never finished a strawberry in my life, but I did it. So here are the little strawberries. So it gives you the template. Like it couldn't be easier. You just trace the template on the fabric. You do it inside out, you flip it, and then you just like, what's it called, Erica, whenever you just do like a running stitch and then pull it tight? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
And it cinches the top. And then you just put like a little piece of felt at the top, and I glued a little button. Okay, so those were the strawberries. Then the rest of them, I just did, I did a circle, which Marcia, I still have not mastered how to get the circle to not look lumpy. They look lumpy. I don't know how to help. I don't know how to fix it. Okay, look how lumpy that shit is.
Oh, that's so cute.
It's like adorable. Look how tiny it is. And then the rest are pillows. So I have the P pillow for Plattner for my last name. And then all of them are finished with this red fleece that I had left over from Christmas. So I didn't buy anything for that. I did this one. and it just says 20 for 2020.
I love how you did that on the diagonal.
I shouldn't have put 2020. I'm an idiot. It's 2021. Okay, you know what? 2020, it's a year to remember. Keys. An idiot.
It's funny how most people just write it wrong on a check, but you stitched it wrong because that's like
I said it wrong. And the pattern didn't even call for 2020. It had 2 letters. I literally went in and found numbers and stitched the numbers.
All of us were sitting here like, it's okay. And we're all thinking like, that's not it.
It should have been 2021, but it's already stitched for pillows, so it's done. They have the little birds and the K for Kristen, for myself, but I did this one as like a little rectangle just to get some dimension. And then one that I did actually finish. Oscar and I went today after class and bought some some pom-pom trim. So I have a variety of colors for that. And this one, which I put the gray around, and it has a J for Jason. And that was it for those. So I have those ones that were all finished. And then the other FFO that I did, which is going to go, all of these are going to go into like a decorative basket and just like sit somewhere. I'll just put like something in the bottom to like fill it up a little bit, and then just put these little pillows, which I think is so cute. And then I finished the Love Whirligig pattern from Heart and Hand, which I showed last week, and I just FFO'd it while we were sitting here. So here it is. Look at this. Look at this. That's hot glue, because okay, and it has like this fringe on the side, which I absolutely love. It's like pink fringe, and it's finished red on the back. But I don't like to sew the trim onto the outside of the pillows, and I think it's way too much time. And for these, they're not functional pillows, so who gives a crap? So I just hot glued it. I mean, it couldn't be any easier than that. So don't be intimidated by finishing pillows. I know there are a bunch of people on Instagram that were like, how are you going to finish it? And I'm going to wait and see what Kristen does. Georgia, our friend Georgia Stitch, she was doing hers. She's like, I'm going to wait and see how you finish them. This is how I finish them. And then don't make the mistake of stitching 2020.
Pro tip, you guys. It's 2021.
The other one, which I'm also going to be finishing this one in a hoop. I think I showed this last week, but this is my Park Hopper Bart finish. This is Shakespeare's Love, and he just put these out. And I'm just going to finish it in this little wooden frame and then put some type of decorative trim to cover the wood. So again, super simple finish. And then I'll just use a piece of that red fleece for on the back to close that up. So those are my finishes. I'm very excited about these, if you can't tell. I just love them. They were very, very easy. And that was it. So let's talk about whips. What everyone is stitching. Erin, you're up.
So I started stitching that Just My Type that I showed. Was that upside down? Sorry. Just My Type with the typewriter. Super cute. But you guys, it's so boring to stitch because it's just like a big block. And it wasn't finding it. You know how when you start stitching something and you're like, this is a chore and this isn't enjoyable. And that's how I felt about this. I'm not putting it away for good. I'm going to come back to it. That's the worst part. I picked the worst part to start with on purpose so that I could get through it and be done. But it's nearly broken me. And this Jody fabric deserves to be stitched on, for Pete's sake. So I will come back to it.
It's huge. It's a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be.
Me too.
So that's very
way bigger. Way bigger.
Yeah.
So my next one is my Made to Create sale. I finished part 1. Then, let me get that off of it. And that we have the E.
I love it.
Wow.
Yeah, I
Busted
think
that
people
out.
are having a hard time with what it is. So I watched her Instagram today and she was explaining, it's the letter E. It's going to spell out the word create. And then this is a colored pencil. This is a needle. This is a crochet hook. And when I first saw this, thought this was like a paintbrush with paints on it, but it has now been corrected to me and it is actually paint, like in a tube. And then a camera and a puzzle piece. Really cute. I love it, but I don't know if you've looked at the like shadowed out preview of what the whole thing looks like. This is the smallest release for sure because it only goes until June. There's a lot more to stitch.
Really?
Yeah, because like there's a whole top and bottom part, and she didn't really include that in this one.
That's interesting.
So it'll be interesting. She said she had a hard time breaking it up and deciding what to release when. So it'll be interesting. And I'm remembering Seize the Day. I finished that first part of that sale very quickly and loved it. And then the next one was so overwhelming that I had a hard time with it. So I'm trying to pace myself with the next one. Remind me of that when it gets released.
Yeah. It's like she ropes you
Mental
in
note.
out, and then all of a sudden it's like, boom.
I'm like, oh, there's so much to stitch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. The next one I am absolutely loving. It is my Patrick and Molly O'Gobble.
Oh, you're killing this.
Oh my God, you guys, I can't stop stitching it. It's so beautiful and the pattern is just so fun to stitch. And this Jody blue is really making it pop.
Oh,
What you got?
I'm telling you, I love
Wow.
it so much. It goes really quickly.
that looks amazing. It's beautiful.
Oh,
It's
Thank you. And you know how Jody said that when you watch something, it makes you think of it? I watched The Vow, that HBO documentary. So now I think about cults when I look at
That's funny.
which was probably a mistake, but I don't care because it was a really good documentary.
There's worse things.
Pretty good.
Oh
My
God.
last one is last week. I had started this and I did put a little bit more into my Joe Biden. So I've got him done. I just have to see the background.
Oh my God, look at his face.
I love it.
And that's it. That's by JJ and Cross. Oh, and every time I show my gnomes, I always forget to say that's by My Studio Create because I just take for granted that people know that. But please check out My Studio Create, Brooke's Etsy page. She has some really cool new releases and her gnomes are awesome. And I feel like I've been sliding on not saying that enough lately, Brooke, and I love you and I'm sorry. My Studio Create.
Please check it out. Very nice, Erin.
Oh,
Great.
wait, that reminds me too. She was also contacted by Stitch Life Magazine. She's going to be featured in their newsletter.
Wow!
How cool is that?
That's amazing. Congrats, Brooke.
Oh, awesome.
Very well.
Awesome.
Very nice.
Awesome. All right, Jody, what are you stitching?
All right, so I had started this last week, my Need More Coffee pattern that Kristen got me. And I did not like my fabric floss choice at all. So I scratched it and I restarted and I haven't gotten very far, but here's my new combo. And this with sky blue floss that I got from my friend's giving box. And it's a little bit variegated, but I liked it because I think it's going, well, first of all, it's called Arctic. It's color and cotton. And I just kind of felt like it was like cold. And I thought that that was appropriate for a skeleton that's asking for more coffee. So
I love it.
So I restarted it and I haven't gotten very far with it because I've been working on my Keys to the Kingdom by, and I can never remember.
Jody, I love why you picked that blue. That was the cutest story. That a skeleton that's cold would be this. That's so cute.
Oh, duh.
Love it.
All right. Hang on a second. Keys to the Kingdom. Ay, 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 someone help me.
That might have to be the title to our video this week, Erica, is just casually hot gluing.
That's so
Casual hot glue.
Casual hot glue.
Yeah. Thread sewer. I can't believe I forgot her name because we've chatted and she's amazing. Too much going on. Anyways, Keys to the Kingdom. And I'm doing this in all DMC Diamant. And that's where I am. So I started this little motif last night. And it's a little bit difficult to try to figure out like what colors to go where because her pattern obviously is all monochromatic. So I'm doing silver, gold, and bronze, and I'm just sort of figuring out where to put them as I go. I don't really have a plan. That's just how I operate. So yeah, so there you have it. All diamond, all shiny, and I'm loving it. It's a lot of fun to stitch. So that's what I've been doing.
How big is that one total? That seems like a good size.
Yeah, that's a good question. You know me and my measuring. Here's a picture of it.
She finds out that it's like
Yeah.
a yard.
I mean, you're pretty. It's not as big as I thought it was going to be. I mean, it's a good size though. That border. Whew.
Here, I'm sure it says in her pattern how big it is,
Yeah.
but you know. So here we go. It's 103 by 133. I do remember measuring. So I think this like it'll maybe go an inch or two more that way, and then that's kind of it. This is the end. So
It's beautiful. I mean, I really love this pattern.
thank you. I'm excited that I'm doing the whole thing in Diamant. I'm excited about it, and I'm excited more so that I'm able to do it because I really wanted to do Catherine's pattern in all Diamant because I got my pink in the mail. So it's once again proving to be like the easiest metallic thread ever to work with. So
pumped to do,
Awesome.
which we'll
not
we-
February 1st for those of you that want to join that. It's her Never Forever Sal will
forever would never. Forever Sal.
I don't know the hashtag. We'll find it, but that is Paper Crane. Our girl Catherine, and she released a pattern, and somehow it turned into a Sal, which is super exciting. So we'll be starting that in a couple of days.
Yes,
I gotta kick that up. I forgot that was coming.
Yeah.
I'm going to be doing the Kristen version of that one.
Which one's the Kristen version?
The shorter one that just says forever would never be long enough.
Okay.
And that piece of fabric that I gave you, Erin, is big enough to do that pattern on it.
Well, there we go. I'm already halfway there to kidding it.
Got it. Nailed it. And I'm going to be
What
doing.
floss are you using?
I'm using the gold Diamant that I bought. I have it kitted right now in my Black Needle Society bag.
Oh, nice.
But just to get an idea.
I'm this excited because it's that amazing. I want to turn everybody onto it.
Yeah. So this is
Oh,
That's so beautiful.
combo.
that's what it's gonna be all monochromatic with this gold. So I'm very excited to start this pattern. Whenever Weasley Studio announced the Sal, I was like, dude, I cannot wait until February 1st. Like, you're killing me.
Will that show up? I bought the silver.
Yes, it will.
Okay.
Ooh,
Maybe
mhm.
I'll do the silver then, just for you, Jody.
I love it. Yeah. So if you guys want to join in on that, just follow Weasley Studio on Instagram, and he has the hashtag link. I know Catherine, though, has posted it as well. So for anyone who wants to join. I'm very excited. All right, Jody, are those all of your whips for this week?
That's it.
All right, Erica, what you got?
All right. So I said a few minutes ago that I was going to show you what I had worked on beyond the Jack and the Beanstalk block, and that is I did a little bit of border work, and then I came up and started the January block of Once Upon a Time.
Whoa!
So
Whoa!
not a ton of action happening there, but some, right?
I love that castle.
It's so cute. And it's a little dwarf hat over there. And Snow White, I stitched her shirt. It's like the white thing that's, where is it? Over here. Her shirt down there.
I love it.
Because I like to do, thank you. I like to do the lighter colors first, like especially the white, because I always feel like if I don't, that the dark colors will like see through it. I don't know. So that's why I was doing some white and some gray, and ta-da, I'm hoping to continue working on this casually through the year. So that would be exciting.
Awesome.
And the third clue from the Frosted Pumpkin Christmas wreath came out on Friday, and I will show you their Instagram post. You can see it. It's the little part of the actual wreath.
Mm-hmm.
Super adorable.
Oh, that's super doable too. That seems like a way smaller release.
Yeah, I think this is one of the smaller ones. Like this bit, and then the other side of the bow look like, based on the chart that they sent, the smallest pieces. So then the rest of it is like larger chunks, but it seems like it's pretty.
I love it. It's a
manageable.
star.
Yeah. Yep, there's a star, a little ornament, candy cane, 2 Christmas lights, and then some snowflakes. So I started working on this clue on Monday, and
It looks
I
great.
have thank you, the yellow light bulb in the middle there, and then I'm working on this ornament here.
Very nice.
And it's all gonna make a pillow at the end. Is that the plan?
Yeah, it's going to, I mean, you could kind of see it in this picture. They're going to, at the very end, have a tutorial about how to make a pillow like this.
Oh, what a beautiful pillow that's gonna be. That's amazing.
Yes.
I'm really excited, and I can't believe that this is the 3rd month, and I'm still like on track.
So proud of you.
For sure, you're killing it. And
So
you have
I'm
other
excited.
and you have like finishes. Like you're doing so great.
I'm trying. So yeah, those are my whips this week. I'm really excited about both of them. Yay!
Awesome. I only have one whip because I had all of those finishes. I am just stitching the Made to Create Sal. So here's how far I am, almost done. Hoping to finish this up tonight. Yeah, I love it. It's really nice on this fabric, and the colors are just so bright. Like, how could that not make you happy? Oh, I just love it.
I like how it's like color chunked too. Like there's blocks of color, even though it's different. I like the way she designed. It's very pleasant to stitch.
It is. It's not as popcorny as some others have been. But Sally's usually not a popcorny designer. So this is great because like you said, there are bigger chunks, even than like where am I at? Over here. The tree. The Hello Deer tree. Some of that was a little confetti-y. So, well, and just like that hedgehog on the Hello Pumpkin tree. Oh my God, I wanted to frickin' scream about that hedgehog. I was like, we don't need this much popcorn, but it does make it look good.
And he looks so cute, I know.
The pain to stitch. So that's what I was working on. So let's talk about plans before we talk about our promos and our giveaway this week. Erin, what is your plan for this week?
Well, now on February 1st, I'll be starting that Catherine. I'm glad you guys reminded me about that because that's this week, right? Or is that next week?
Monday. It's Monday.
Yeah. So Monday, that'll be getting started. I'm going to do the 2 girls, and then I might write like Aria and Ellie and have it be a tribute to my daughters. And then I really want to finish my Gobble Couple, man. I can't stop stitching it. I gotta do it.
Gotta have it done for Patrick's Day.
Gotta do it.
You'll be fine. Do you have plans for how you're gonna FFO it?
I mean, honestly, I haven't really finished any of those yet, and I think they're just gonna go in my scrapbook. Like, I don't have a big place for them, so I'm fine with that.
Yeah, that's okay. All right, Jody, what are your plans for this week?
I would like to get some more done on my thread sewer sampler, my keys to the kingdom. And then I'm gonna obviously be starting Catherine's Sal on Monday. I might do some stitching over the weekend, maybe a new start. I don't know. I feel like my 2 finishes this week were like smaller things, and I needed that because everything that I'm working on right now is so big. So I'm gonna do my keys, I'm gonna do my Sal, and then maybe pick something small just so that I can feel a little less overwhelmed.
I like that. Yeah, it's a good plan. Erica, what are you planning on doing this week?
In an ideal world, I would finish the 3rd clue of this wreath like this week, and next week I'd be able to say, yay, I finished it. So that's a goal. I also want to try to touch some of the stuff that like other whips that have just been hanging around. So it's sort of my goal overall for the year is to like spend more time with various whips so I could make progress on stuff. Like doing that Jack and the Beanstalk block was a really big deal because I'd spent so long not doing it. Like actually finishing it felt really good. So progress, that's my goal.
Yes. My plan this week is obviously to get started on Catherine's pattern, and then I really want to start and finish before Valentine's Day my Madame Chantilly pattern because I got the blue from Jody.
Oh,
Perfect.
I can't wait to see that one. That's beautiful.
It's gonna be beautiful on this blue. Jody said I have to start with the floppy ears. So
I love them.
I love them so much. I love rabbits with floppy ears. I don't know why. So I definitely want to do that. And then WIPGO numbers were called for February. So if you're participating in WIPGO, Jessie Marie from Jessie Marie Does Stuff here on YouTube and then on Instagram. She pulled the numbers every 27th of the month. She pulls the numbers for the following month. So she pulled numbers 20 and number 4. So those projects for me, I forgot to pull them to show you guys, but you'll probably remember, is the Winter Hot Cocoa. That's the one with the big fox and all the little animals, and then they're holding the things of cocoa. Those are also Madame Chantilly patterns. And my goal for those are 1,200 stitches this month, or the month of February. And then number 20 is my RBG pattern from MI Studio Creates that I'm doing on the black fabric, and it's the 3 different collars. So I have to do 1,200 stitches on that. So 1,200 for me is not a huge goal. That's like 3 or 4 good days of stitching for me. So I think that leaves me, it's a goal that's realistic, but it also leaves me plenty of time to do other projects because I don't want WIPGO goals to be my entire month of stitching. I just don't think that that's realistic because I know me and I'm going to start stuff and I don't want to not meet my goals. So that is my plan for coming up. So let's talk about promos. Erica, I think you're the only one that
We just have the giveaways too.
Yeah, we'll do. Do you want to wait
Okay.
for giveaways at the end?
Yep.
Promos. The Caterpillar one is no longer valid. So our code for Caterpillar cross stitch for the Made to Create Sal, you can no longer use the Caton 10 or the Plotner 10 to get a discount on that. But please, by all means, like still go and support Sally and purchase that kit or those PDF patterns. We have our Black Needle Society Steel City 5 for your 5% off your first monthly subscription after you saw our box. I mean, how could you not want to jump in on that? And then Erica, you still have your January promo is done, but you still have something with Frosted Pumpkin. Help me.
Yeah, well, the January promo goes until the very end of January, so there are a few days left. Like if you want to this weekend, this pattern, the Once Upon a Time pattern, I'm just throwing stuff around here, is included in that. This is Once Upon a Time. You could get 20% off using the Stitch with Erica code just until January 31st. And then the link in our description is that enter your email, get a coupon for 20% off your purchase on their site of, I think it's a minimum purchase of $20 or something. I don't remember, but it's in there. It tells you. So that one is good. I don't know until when. So
awesome.
Yeah.
So we can still use that one. Awesome. It's not hard to spend 20 bucks on their site because their stuff is so cute. All right, so we have some giveaway winners from last week. So Erin and Erica, who are the lucky winners?
So for the record too, I'm sorry, but I saw the email come through. I got my Stitch Life pattern that I will be stitching, and I can show at least the pattern. So I'm just going to show it really quick. I ended up going with the Ride On pattern.
Yay!
So,
That was my pick.
so I will be stitching that. I sent her, I was like, I have two that I can't decide between, and she would prefer this one. So I said, that's fine, let's do it. So I'm excited.
I'm so excited.
Yay.
And it's not as big as I thought it was going to be, so I'm happy about that. It's like 70 by 70, which is not bad.
That looks a lot bigger than that.
It does, but I think I'll be able to get this done in a week, maybe two. So
Very nice.
plans just changed. Okay, so our first winner of the candy question is for the January. And then I figured since I finished February, I'm going to throw February in for you as well. And that's for Lonnie Williams. Who said her favorite dark chocolate covered marshmallow hearts, which for the record, it's the milk chocolate, but that's what I ate before we started. You have good taste. And Kristen still never had one.
Crazy.
And then Erica has the flower kit. It is a Dimensions kit, and our winner is, oh, I can't even read my own writing. Joanne McNevin. Hopefully I said that name right. And she said her favorite is lilacs, sweet peas, and sunflowers. And I thought it was sweet that she likes that many flowers. So here you go. Stitch some beautiful flowers.
Congratulations.
Yay, congratulations.
Send us progress pics of that one. I always like seeing the Dimensions kits being stitched. Whew.
Totally.
You got to have a lot of willpower to do those ones, but they're gorgeous when they're done. All right, so we have a great giveaway this week. You guys, I'm freaking pumped. Can't even handle it. So Jody and I, we've decided to sow the Erzbeth.
Jody is so serious about this. Her face is so intense right now.
Erzbeth Bathory. So we decided that we were going to stitch it on blood spatter because why not? There's blood in it. Let's stitch it on a beautiful piece of blood spatter fabric. Let me just hold this up so you can see what this looks like. I mean, that's going to look just, it's going to look killer. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. It's going to look killer. Ching. So our friend Bobby, of course, who I ordered that pattern from, she sent us one to give away to one of our viewers. Guys, now we got to up the ante a little bit. So Bobby, first of all, thank you very much for contributing this to our Sal. Jody and I have decided that this would be a great Valentine's Day start. I mean, nothing says love like a bathtub full of blood, in my opinion. So we're spreading the love this Valentine's Day, and we're going to throw in a piece of blood spatter courtesy of Jody the Wizard. So there's a caveat. So we're going to do the drawing next Wednesday, February 3rd. We'll, in the 5 seconds that I'm talking, Jody, figure out what you want people to say to enter the giveaway. But the caveat is that you have to, if you do win, you have to respond to us within 2 days of the video. So our videos are posted on Thursday. You have until, let's call it Saturday at like 10 a.m. Okay, that you have to get your information to us because we need to be able to get this pattern and a piece of fabric out to you and get it to you by the 14th in order for you to participate in this stitch along. So please make sure that you are checking back with us to figure out who the winner is going to be, and you watch next week's video. And we will do our best to announce it on Instagram as well. So just stay tuned because we want to make sure that you guys get this in time. So Jody, what do you want people to say in order to enter to win the SAL?
How about just the most creative way to say bloodbath in a YouTube comment?
I like that. Yeah.
In this pattern. I feel like Erica is about to faint. Like, so uncomfortable right now that she's gonna pass out.
No way. No way. Fine. Fine.
I like that. So you have to have a best somewhere in your comment.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm
Guys,
I love it.
This sits on my desk. Like, I have a long desk where, like, during the day I work and then, like, I film on the other side of my desk. And, like, it's just piling up with my whips and, like, just stuff that I'm doing. But this is, like, right on top of my pile. And whenever I add to my pile, I, like, move this to the top. And I just look at it and I'm like, I open it and I, like, figure out where I'm gonna start, and I just like go it out. Like, looking at it, I need to start it, but I need to bloody up some fabric first. So while I'm doing that, I will bloody up a piece for the giveaway. And how about this? So since I have both, if you win, you can specify if you want even weave or Aida.
Oh.
Jody.
I mean, I have both. Like, I'm gonna have to make some for myself. So let's get
nice.
You are so generous. See, she's spreading the love, people.
I love you, ladies, and I love that blood splatter, but I will be sitting this one out.
He's stitching this in. It's an awesome. And it's not big. It's not big. It's not going to take very long to stitch it. It looks like there's
really pretty though.
And the whole pattern. Well, I can tell you. Hang on one second. But if you don't win the giveaway next week, you can still get this pattern. So reach out to our girl Bobby at Pumpkin Creek Primitive, and we'll link her information below, and just let her know that you want to participate in the stitch along. I'm sure she would be more than happy to try to procure this pattern for you. And you can stitch it on whatever fabric you want. You don't have to stitch it on blood spatter. I mean,
I'm looking right now. I'm looking. Oh no, you're sold out. You're not completely sold out. There are some 28 count linens and 36 count linen available at Fire Poppies.
and I am doing mine on a 28 count, and it's a 12 by 10 piece that you need to leave a 2-inch border. So guys, it's not a huge piece of fabric either. So go buy a piece if you don't win. There's 6 colors.
Cody, those blood splatters sold out so fast, man. You got to get it while it's hot. That's for sure.
Yeah. And this is from the designer of this is the Little Stitcher. So it's the Little Stitcher. And like I said, you can get this through. This was a pattern that came out last year. But like I said, reach out to Bobby if you aren't able to find it. I mean, she can help you try to find it. Bobby, I hope I'm not putting undue pressure on you to find copies of this pattern, but I'm sure she'll be more than happy to do it. So that is our big giveaway for this week. I'm so pumped about it. This is like one of the best giveaways we've had in a really long time. So
a good one.
So again, we're going to be starting this on February 14th. So if you just want to prepare, anyway, that's when we're going to be starting it. You have plenty of time to get the stuff that you need. All right. So we will be back next week with our regularly scheduled video. Please follow us on Instagram, on Facebook. You can follow the Steel City Stitchers. You can follow all of us too individually to keep up with our progress. We really like interacting with people on Instagram as well. So if you have questions about what you've seen here tonight, you can always, if you don't want to leave a comment, you can always just shoot us a DM on Instagram and we'd be happy to get back to you. Of course, too, we also answer our emails. So if you feel comfortable just sending us a private message, our email is listed in the link below. And for our winners, please make sure you get to us quickly and we'll try to get these sent out to you as soon as possible. So we love you guys. Stay safe and we'll see you next week. Bye.